already? Hey, Matthew, what's up? All right, hold on. Let me add this in the chat. What is this? Hold on one second, guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another video with Like Soul. Hey, everyone. How are y'all? If you're new to my channel, hold on. Let me, just paste this first, actually, before I, say anything else. Okay, there we go. Pinned. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Like Soul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just a spiritual girl putting everybody on alongside a whole lot of other things. But today in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about a topic that was requested to me twice. And it's funny because when I screenshotted this, I didn't realize that the same person asked me this twice, which is good because I feel like I'm fulfilling their wishes, but also it's something that I feel like would be very helpful for a lot of people to know when you're manifesting physical appearance changes, because obviously this is something that a lot of people do assume in favor of. I feel like people assume in favor of this literally all the time, whether they realize that or not. And that makes a huge difference in in your reality, because you're always assuming in favor of some sort of physical appearance thing. Okay. So whether it's I look so this, I look so that, I look so beautiful, I look so whatever body type you want, anything, you're literally creating your reality through what you're saying to yourself, which is why I believe that speaking highly of yourself and of your physical appearance and talking a lot of great stuff about your beauty is very important. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys makeup check and then I'm gonna read the comments. So okay. So today we have put some dots there. Okay, very chill. Love it. All right, ready, guys? Okay, so the request that this person sent me is from Riri Bun. And what they said was, I also have a question. I hope you're going to see this. But when, for example, you're trying to manifest weight loss or anything that has to do with changing your body in that way, how do you deal with feeling clothes tighter on you or seeing your body in the shower? Okay, so that's one. Then the second screenshot from the same person, Riri Bun, said, also, do you have any tips for people who had a traumatic past with their own body, like eating disorders, and are trying to change physically? I feel like it's really hard because of limiting beliefs around food and stuff. Okay, so I don't know if YouTube would I don't think they would, but I don't know if they'll flag for speaking about body stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I've made like subliminals and stuff like that that did get taken down because they thought I was promoting like self-harm or some shit. I don't know, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about it like normal. I'm going to try to like abbreviate something. So instead of saying like eating disorder, I might say ED and things like that. Okay, so for one, physical appearance changes, especially if you're someone who's gone through things like that where it feels extremely difficult for you, quote unquote, in the way that you feel like the clothes that you're wearing look tighter, it feels a little weird whenever you eat whatever you want to eat because you don't trust that what you're eating is okay and things like that. I want you guys to really, I'm going to first, let's talk about the clothes thing and then we'll talk about the food thing. Okay. So when you see things, physically speaking, on your body, on just your physical appearance that you're not completely fond of, like you're not super ecstatic about what you're seeing and things like that. The biggest thing that I'm going to tell y'all, just like everything else, honestly speaking, is ignoring the 3D is going to be your best friend, but we're going to do this in a very healthy way, because sometimes when we ignore the 3D, it can overwhelm us a lot because we think, okay, I'm trying to ignore this, but I don't feel like I can. But of course, you always can, right? So the biggest thing about ignoring the 3D is that you have to work with it. Okay. So I guess you could say work with your 3D more than ignore it. But I feel like ignoring it does go hand in hand because, you are technically ignoring something that you don't want. Okay. And you ignoring that does manifest it away. Okay. So if you're going to see any kind of change within your physical appearance, let's say that your shirt is too tight when it wasn't yesterday or whatever, the biggest thing is working with your 3D, all about you basically targeting the way that that makes you feel, the way what you're seeing and how you respond to it mentally speaking, because ultimately how you respond to it up here actually does create everything out there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're sitting up I was going to say upstairs, but like yeah, like up here. If you're sitting up here and you're kind of like completely spiraling and you're not helping yourself, you're not talking yourself down, you're not like you're literally just spiraling and you're letting yourself run amok basically in terms of what you're thinking about because you just don't know what else to do, that is a little bit different, obviously, than you sitting down and being very kind to yourself and reminding yourself that regardless of what you see, regardless of what it looks like, you are still manifesting your desire at hand, your physical appearance change in your very highest favor. Because, like I stated, with ignoring the 3D, sometimes it could feel toxic unintentionally, where you're ignoring the 3D and it's like you're ignoring it physically, but mentally you don't feel like you fully are. That's the thing though, guys. Like if you're gonna be ignoring things in your 3D, you have to ignore it up here. That's literally exactly how you become more confident in yourself through the assumptions that you're making, in which you believe that what you're stating are the facts, period. You know what I'm saying? Like what you are creating for yourself in this reality are all facts. These are things that instate, it is, so it is. If you see yourself feeling insecure about something that you're wearing and you feel like the size that you're wearing now is not the same size you were wearing 2 weeks ago, whatever, you just have to remind yourself that everything is still working out for you as it is, as it should, and as it does. Because for myself, I know it helped me a lot when I was manifesting weight loss, which I'm going to give y'all like a little bit of a backstory on that too. Because for me, I've had a lot of like ups and downs with I wanna say, like, loving my body, as cliche as that sounds, but, like, literally in the way that okay, when I was growing up, I was always pretty I guess you could I wanna say thin, not skinny. I was always pretty thin, okay? There were times where I would go to New York, which is where my dad's side of the family lives, and like, my family in New York would completely spoil us, right? So we would get ice cream, like, every day. We would eat, like, so much food all the time, which is something that I wouldn't do at home. Like, I wouldn't eat a lot because, for one, food was a lot more limited for me. You know, like, we didn't have a lot of money and things like that. So, like, we just had dinner and school lunch. You get me? Okay. So that obviously kept me, I guess you could say, I was a kid, so it was like, whatever. Like, you're gonna be thin, whatever. So as time goes on, I remember in the summers we would like go to New York and things like that, and we would come back home and we would have like gained weight. And it was always like pretty obvious, like from my family, they'd be like, "Oh, well, like you guys gained weight," things like that. They wouldn't like put us down, but they would just tell us like, "Oh, you guys gained weight." And the thing is that I remember growing up, I always made it a very strong point in my mind to not let bodily things mess with my mind, because I understand how what is the word? There's gonna be a word, one of y'all probably gonna remind me of it, but, like, okay, basically, everyone is so different that you cannot sit here and say, like, I don't know, I just feel like, "Why don't I look like that?" Or "Why don't I look like that?" is ridiculous. I always felt like comparing yourself to other people's bodies, and even saying, for example, hourglass figure, waist, like, "Why don't I have that?" Or this, that, you know what I mean? Like, things bodily things like that, body appearance. I always thought that it was very I almost had the word. It's very subjective, that's the word, okay? So it's very subjective. You can't just compare yourself to everyone and everything that you see, even if you really admire the way that somebody looks physically speaking, okay? It's understandable you can admire it, but the part of comparison is the part that it gets it down, all right? So as I'm growing up, things like that, I remember around high school when when I was like, I was involved with my first love since middle school, but like as the years going by, he was someone who would like low key bully me. Not low key, it was high key, but it was very private. Like he would text me, but he would make fun of me. Like I remember one time he did say I was like fat, like he said that. And would say other things like, "Oh, why don't you have this?" Or "Why isn't your body like that?" Like literally would say things like that to me. And I remember I was just like, I thought he was insane because he was clapped, like, beyond words. So I was like, "You're making fun of me? Like, have you seen yourself?" But the thing is that things like that, when you hear things like that, or when it's like a societal thing, like when you're so involved in things like this with physical appearance changes that you're manifesting, and you see the way that other people treat each other based on their body, it almost makes you feel like you could potentially be doing something wrong or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, your body is so open to change that y'all have to understand that you really do create the way that your body looks, the way that it operates, the way that it ages, the way that it develops, the way that it strengthens. Every little piece of it, you are literally creating, okay? So I remember for me when I was made that video about weight loss, that was the first time in my life that I gained like I gained so much weight low key. I think like 30 pounds. I don't remember. I gained like 30 pounds. To me, that was a lot because I was not used to that. Like that was something that happened over COVID. I was home like all day, every day. And yeah, like whatever. Okay. So I remember there came a point where I was like, all right, I think it's time. Like I want to lose some weight. Like I don't, I feel like I know my body and things like that. It's like you already have the sculpture of what you have in your mind of what your body looks like to you. Like you already know how you look for you. You know what I mean? Like you know your body more than anybody else. You know what your true shape and form is, right? Like for example, for myself, I have like a wide rib cage or something, like a wider rib cage. And it's like things like that where you go on TikTok and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so insecure about my wide rib cage." And it's like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like you have to find literally the beauty in everything that you're physically manifesting for yourself. Because even upon me seeing things like that, where I have bodily flaws, like everyone does in some way, right? Well, flaws, quote unquote, but it's perfect for you. That's the whole point. And that goes with you manifesting that whenever, or if anything, when I was manifesting the weight loss, okay, I remember that I locked in. I'm going to tell you guys, I locked the freak in. I locked in so hard that I remember I was just like, I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to weigh myself. I'm not going to compare myself. I'm not going to look at anybody. I'm not going to look in the mirror too long. I'm not going to like, like torture myself basically. Like, I'm not going to make this harder for myself than it has to be. I'm gonna lock in. Like I lost weight. Like I lost weight. I remember that was an immediate mindset. I was like, I lost weight. I'm losing weight. Everything I do makes me lose weight. And because I approached it in such an easy way, like in such a calm manner, um, the following months of me actually losing the weight went very swiftly. And it was because in my mind, I wasn't like, this is important. Okay. I want to let you guys know like the comfortability that you need to have with your assumptions is super important because I remember one thing that I would always say to myself was I'm losing weight, like continuously losing weight. And I feel like I would say like I lost weight, but the biggest thing for me was I'm losing weight. So I would lose so much weight throughout time. But the reason I would approach it that way mentally was because that was what was very comfortable to me, in which I felt like it was logical for me. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's different. You can assume in any way, shape, or form. You could say anything. You can do anything, believe anything. But for me personally, the thing that made it the easiest for me was saying I'm losing weight because that's something that I can like get on board with. You know what I mean? Like I'm naturally going to be losing weight anyway. Like I'm naturally gonna lose weight. You feel me? Like I just claimed that and I did. Like I literally did so fast. It was like insane, but it wasn't crazy. It was just like the way it was. You know what I mean? Like I just believed it. I trusted myself. I remember my clothes. It was like things were changing with my clothes a lot, honestly. But I didn't like pay. I honestly don't even remember. Like I didn't pay attention too much to any of that stuff because I knew that I was like preparing. Well, I was already prepared for the body that I was manifesting for myself. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, another thing, okay, like for example, let's say that you feel a bit insecure or something because your clothes feel tight on you. You don't address that in a way where you start to see it as a problem. Never see these things as issues. They're not issues. It's part of the process that you're manifesting what you want, okay? It's literally part of the process in the best way. It's not to say like, oh, everything's a learning process and everything takes time. It doesn't have to. Like it literally does not have to. But I'm going to tell you that every single manifestation does have a process to it because it's you locking in, it's you reinstating it, it's that thing manifesting in the 4D for the 3D. It's a process, it's an instant process, but it's still one. Okay. So if you ever feel like my clothes are too tight or, I feel insecure today because it's not the same as it was before, you need to fucking stop that blabber, bruh. Like what you're saying to yourself is not helpful for you to be reinstating things to yourself that you don't want more of because at the end of the day, if you're just stating something that you see like, oh, my clothes feel tighter, and that's it. And that's literally just it. You're just stating something that you see. Okay, perfect. But usually when you say things like that, you have a connotation about it. You're kind of like, oh, that's weird. Like my clothes feel a lot tighter. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be addressing it like that, that's where you have to make that mindset shift and you have to work with yourself and you have to remind yourself that this is a process that is manifesting for you because it has already manifested and that all you have to do is just to keep on living and keep on believing in the fact that if you're going to have as much responsibility over your body and yourself to manifest in favor of your physical appearance changes, you have to like literally lock in for that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go in with like the most insecure mindset and then question every single little thing, drive yourself crazy, give yourself anxiety over nothing, and then expect, like, the whole world to fall in your lap if you don't even believe that you can do that at all. You know what I mean? Like, you have to literally work with yourself, and you have to talk to yourself kindly all the time. You have to correct your mental diet all the time. You cannot be sitting here limiting yourself out of fear of whatever X, Y, and Z, because those factors are not real until or unless you really claim that with your chest. And even if you have claimed it for a second, just move on from it. You don't have to spiral with something. You can literally just pick it up and move on, because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. It's basically revision, honestly. It's basically revision, but you're not even thinking about it that way because you're just moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, it's fine, whatever. I don't even fucking care. And there were moments too. Like, I did have a few moments or two where I was like, oh, I don't know, like, a little insecure, whatever. But I literally made so much the most of it that I just let it happen so easily for me, because I understood that your body really does change according to your own agenda, what you create, what you want, what you reinstate, everything that you say about your body or whatever. You can make it a reality if you stay persistent enough, really. And with this person who also asked me about this and said, basically, like, what could they do when they have a traumatic past with EDs, and when they feel like it's really hard because of limiting beliefs about food and things like that. I want you guys to also understand that when it comes down to food, you have to, okay, this is gonna be like, you guys need to lock in again. Okay, excuse me. I'm gonna drop some knowledge. All right. So when it comes down to manifesting in favor of thinking, like, assuming the best out of the food that you consume, please remember, guys. Yes, I know. Food is complete. Like, there's so many scientific things behind food, right? There's so many different ingredients. There's so many different pesticides potentially or whatever that could be put into food and all that stuff. I want you guys to know that although I know that, there's a lot of food that is forced upon us that is not healthy, like, honestly, of course, like, from a scientific standpoint, it's not healthy stuff. Okay? I want you guys to know, and I'm going to tell you guys, I know that y'all already know this, but I'm going to, like, tell you guys again. Even the food that you eat, no matter how shitty it is, if you assume the best out of it, you will literally be okay, always. You will be great. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to influence y'all to eat, shitty food. Obviously, if you know or feel like the food isn't good for you, okay, like, do whatever you need to do. But all I'm gonna say is that if you are somebody who maybe you feel like you don't have access to the most, like, organic foods or the best foods that there are, or maybe you're someone who doesn't generally love the healthiest foods, things like that. Like, I love chocolate. I eat it every day. Y'all know this though because I talk about it. I love chocolate. I will never stop loving chocolate, and I will always see it as something that benefits me, because if I saw it as anything other than beneficial, then I wouldn't eat it, because I would think like, "Oh, I'm eating poison," or, "Oh, I'm eating a bunch of crap." Like, no, bro. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want chocolate to benefit me. So, because of my assumption of it literally does. Like, it adds to my tummy, bro, but not just in like a kick that craving way. No, it literally, like, it's a part of my meal plan, bro. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It literally is, and it's fine, and it's perfect for me, and it works out, and it doesn't make me use the bathroom. It doesn't make me, and that's the thing too, is like, in the past I would assume differently. I'd be like, this ice cream's gonna make me go crazy. I can't eat too much chocolate. It's gonna make me that. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. Literally haven't had that problem in years, because I won't let myself. Like, I literally won't, because I am somebody who loves chocolate. I'm not gonna kick that craving unless, whatever, unless I'm naturally guided down that way. But I love chocolate, and I just don't see myself not eating that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being for real, okay? So that's something that, and I will eat chocolate, baby. Like, I mean, like, bars on bars if I really want to. I will, because it's just how I feel. But my assumptions, they always create the way that my food affects me. So I can literally assume the worst out of the best meal in the world, and it will mess my stomach up if I actually assume that it would. I could receive food from somebody and assume that it would, make me not feel good, for example, and it won't, because I assume that. Or I can assume the exact opposite, where someone's giving me food and I'm like, oh, this food's gonna be so good. This, that. It's like your assumptions about it already are literally creating what the outcome is gonna be. And it's that consistent, it's that immediate, it just shows, like, a lot, okay? And I want another thing too is, like, for myself, y'all know I figure skate, okay? I can't show you my body, and I don't think I would anyway. Like, I'm not gonna, like, do that, but I my body has changed in a ridiculous amount of ways, and I think, like, if to know, you would actually have to, like, see me, but fuck, I can't show you guys, like, I can't, like, pull up my pants and stuff like that, but I have a shit ton of muscles now, which is something I've never had in my entire life, my whole life. I think there were points where I would have more, like, muscle, more, like, tone to me because I did play soccer for a bit, I worked out at school for a bit, like, things like that, I'd work out, whatever. But now I have, like, real muscles, like, I'm developing, like, my quad muscles, which is what figure skaters have when you start doing, like doubles and triples and things like that. I do leg exercises every single day that I skate. I stretch every single day now. I do axle preps every day, every single day. I do off ice every single day. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that when I first got into figure skating, I immediately had that mindset. I was like, I am gonna become muscular. Like I am muscular. Okay. And that's something that you almost think to yourself, like, is that scary for someone who's never had that before? Because in a way, it almost felt that way. I'd be like, I don't wanna be, like, super muscly, but this, that, you know what I mean? Like, you overthink it because you're so used to being a certain type of way for so long. But at the end of the day, it's like you give yourself permission. You fly. Like, you literally just soar, bro, and that's exactly what happened to me. It's exactly what happened to me. My body is like a totally different body than it was even a year ago because of how much I mentally put into my body developing the way that I wanted it to, and for me right now, the biggest thing is, like, strength for being able to do the jump, spins, consistency with figure skating, having a lot of stamina, being in shape, not getting out of breath by doing whatever I'm doing, the consistency. And I still eat whatever I want, by the way. And also, I'm working on being vegan. Like easing my way more and more every day to being a vegan. So that is also like, that was like a decision I made. But the truth is that every day I don't eat like I eat as healthy as I can, but from, I guess, a point of view where some people would say, like, it's not the healthiest, that's fine. I feel like other people would say it's fine because it is to me. If it's fine to me, then it's good. But even then, it's like I'm a figure skater. I practice all the fucking time every single day, basically, and I eat whatever I want, and it's all good. Literally, it's all good. Like, I'm not gonna assume anything other than just greatness out of everything I eat, everything I do, everything I assume, and how it affects my body, period. And I'm telling you guys, like, genuinely speaking, if you like get in front of the line, because it's like we already have all these beliefs, right? Like all these limiting beliefs, bro. Like this world is already trying to, as soon as you pop out the womb, they want to like implement some bullshit onto you, right? Bro, if you get in front of the line, nothing can touch or affect you if you don't let it. Like I'm telling you right now, nothing can touch or affect you if you don't let it. And that's why when I went into figure skating, I didn't even do much research on like the way that people would train. I wasn't like, how often do figure skaters train? What do figure skaters eat? How do figure No, I was like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Like I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm gonna train however I want. I'm gonna whatever I want, and it's gonna be perfect for me. And I'm gonna be an elite skater because I said so, and that's it. And it literally ended up manifesting that way for me. And naturally, yes, I do exercise more now, but it's because I want to, not because I feel like I have to, I need to, and if I don't, I can't. Like no, I understand that everything is a matter of what I've made it for myself. And because I got in front of the line early, in the sense that I just didn't have any limiting beliefs about those things initially, it was like soaring. You know what I mean? And even then, even if you have limiting beliefs, get in front of your line now. Like you don't have to continue to do research on shit that makes you unhappy. Like, oh, I think that my this is too high or my body's all like, don't go looking for answers to things that you don't want answers to, in the sense that it's not going to help you mentally speaking. And on top of that, it's also not adding to your new story. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to sit here and make yourself stressed out for no reason. If I wanted to stress myself out, I would have done all that research. I would have been like, how often? Oh my god, they train 8 hours a week. Holy shit, that's a lot. Oh my god, all they eat is like kale. Like I can't do that. No, like that would have literally messed with my mindset, because I would have thought to myself, if I don't do the things that they're doing, does that mean that I'm not like a legit skater? But you see, I didn't let myself go down that route, because I knew that I could rise above that shit and create my reality according to what I want, physically speaking. Okay. So I'm going to continue this topic, but I see people have asked me questions. So let me see. Okay. Okay. Let me respond to you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to this segment right now. I'm gonna continue talking, obviously, but guys, this is clutch. Like for real, I'm just gonna talk. Okay, let me respond to you guys. Oh, hey, hey, booze, hey guys, you guys are so sweet. Oh, love you guys. Casey, hey girl. Okay, so someone said, "Is it possible to manifest myself to grow taller at age 20?" Yes, it's possible. I've done it. I haven't done it for myself. I at least I didn't intentionally. I low key think I unintentionally manifested height because I like got taller. I don't know how I did, but I think it's because people kept telling me that I was not 5'3". Like they're like, "You're not 5." I was told I was 5'3" forever, and then suddenly people started telling me I wasn't 5'3", and then I was like, "Maybe I'm not 5'3". I was like, "No, I am." Like, "Yes, I am." And then I realized, like, I don't think I am. And I don't know how tall I am now. I think I'm like 5'5", which is like crazy. I can't even imagine that. But basically, yes, of course you can manifest a taller height or a bigger height. You can manifest yourself to be taller at age 20. And one of the biggest things I tell people too, if you're an adult and you're manifesting like height, to get taller basically. The biggest thing that I like to say is like to just assume that you had a growth spurt as an adult, like an adult growth spurt. Because just like it's common in children, why, like, who's to say that all that development cannot still persist after a certain time? Because it can. And there's also 20 people in this viewing right now. That's a sign of confirmation for you. Okay. Birth before land sign. So I feel like the biggest thing is I feel like it's like making your genetics work with that. That is always a huge thing that I feel like helps me a lot too. Whenever I would manifest anything physically, is I would just say like, "Oh yeah, in my family, my parents are this, or like my dad this, or my uncle that." Like things like that. I would always just make it something where it's like a genetic DNA confirmed thing, which would naturally give me more security because I'd be like, "Oh yeah, if my uncle grew like 3 inches as an adult, why wouldn't it happen to me?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally grab those genetics if you want to, like the DNA or whatever. Basically, the things that you claim run in the family, you're running with it. Exactly. So yes, it is very possible, and you could definitely do it. And just like you said, well, not just like you said, but you said, "How do I practice to not spiral? Because it gets hard." That's understandable, like entirely. And even with that, I see you wrote, "Someone told me for height it's not possible, so it's been hard." You see what people are telling you, what people are telling you. Don't listen to what people tell you because sometimes people, it's not that they try to hurt you or discourage you, but it's their own limiting beliefs and that's their problem, but that's not your reality. So you said, "It's hard when everyone tells me my growth plates are closed at 20 already." Bro, you see, like, don't listen to that shit, bro, because they don't know that. They don't know your body. They don't know. One time, I'm just gonna say this is not like the same exact story, but one time I remember I was like training with this girl at the ice rink, right? And she was like, "Don't do or like don't lift up your like don't do the eye spiral which is when you lift up your leg really high in front of you. You lift it all the way up." She was like, "Don't do that on the ice, you're gonna fall, okay?" And I was like, "Girl, bye." So I did it. I, like, lifted my leg up really high in front of her, and she was like, "Oh, you're flexible." And I was like, "Yeah, literally, because you can't tell me about me. Like, how are you gonna tell me not to do it because I'm gonna fall?" Like, girl, I just did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing. If you're manifesting a physical appearance change with your height, you have to like disregard all that limiting belief shit and stop telling people. Like, don't tell people if they're going to tell you things like that because at the end of the day, that's not going to make you feel better. It's not going to give you more confidence. And I feel like being confident is very important, especially with things like this. You need to believe in yourself and you need to understand that even through spiraling, the spiral doesn't matter. Like, remind yourself that spiraling is just a moment and it's not something that you need to like, ponder on and think about forever and be upset over. Fuck that. Whatever, bro. Just treat it all like it's not a big deal. Just be like, "Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I felt upset. Who cares? I know what it is. I locked in." Like, lock in on purpose and don't let yourself lock down or lock out because of fear. You know what I mean? You can definitely do it. Fuck all that. You can do it. Don't listen to any limiting beliefs about that. It's ridiculous. Someone said, "Can you manifest improving your memory?" Absolutely. Yes, you can. Since I was a child, I always said I have amazing memory, and that has persisted because I carved myself around that identity. And there are things that, you know, maybe if you smoke or something like that, that they say, "Oh, your memory goes really bad." Not me, baby. Not me. So yes, you could do it. It's your belief system. If you believe in yourself and if you have a strong mindset about it, absolutely. And the same thing goes for everything else too. Even if you're like a smoker, let's say that you're a pothead like that. Okay. If you're like that and you're like a jogger, you can still jog and not let the smoke affect you. Literally, it will affect you when you start claiming, or if you claim that it does. But if you don't claim it, it won't. I'm telling you guys, it's literally all about your mindset. I'm like so for real, especially with things like this. With the body, you got to dominate that shit because your body is an extension of your soul and you got to take care of that. Like this is very important, guys. It's very important. I genuinely always see it that way. Someone said, how do you manifest a physical appearance or manifest a physical change when people in the 3D are constantly pointing out what you're trying to change? Like they are affirming the opposite of what you want. I have been robotic affirming, but when people point out my physical appearance, it kind of throws me off. Okay, I'm gonna need you to say fuck these people because why is anyone pointing out anything about you? Like that's weird. I feel like anytime anyone does something like that, it's literally just projection because what is your problem? You know what I mean? Like mind your own business, genuinely. So I feel like when it's things like that, you need to leave the room mentally, okay? If it's people that you're telling about in your family, stop telling them. If it's friends that you have, stop telling them. Stop telling people if that's what it's really about. Stop telling people, okay? These people don't understand. It's not their problem. They'll understand one day, but it's not your job to make them understand. And second, if anyone tells you anything that you don't want to hear, you literally have to be strong enough to understand that that is their problem, their limiting beliefs, and has nothing to do with you. You have to have a strong enough self-concept to separate yourself from the limiting beliefs of what other people are trying to implement onto you because it cannot affect you without your permission, genuinely. And if you know your power, you know your worth, and you know what you got going on, you got to understand like you can do this. You can do this, and no, nothing anyone tells you is enough to stop you, quote unquote, because it just isn't with your permission. Okay. You can do this though. Fuck what they have to say. Honestly, I understand why it throws you off, but please don't listen to that. Like that's what I'm saying. You just have to implement that. Just be like, I'm not listening. I don't care. I don't care. And then separate yourself from telling people further. Focus on you always. Okay. Hello, I need to ask what I should do here. I started talking to someone 2 months ago and trusted this person with my rantings about my partner and other secrets. Now the person blocked me because she was hurt by things I said and I'm afraid she will betray me. I keep wanting to change the past, so I never contacted her, but I really don't know how to handle it. Afraid she will tell my partner. Honestly, what could you do about that? If there's no way, can you talk to her? Like, is there any way that you can talk to her? Because I feel like that's something that seems very. Hold on, let me like look into it spiritually. Give me a second. Low key, I'm sorry. I don't get the best vibes from that person. Who are they? Are they like your friend or something? Because I don't know. I'm not gonna hold you like I feel like this person is low key weird. Sorry. That's what I saw. Like I honestly I didn't see like the word weird, but what I saw was that this person is like they have a big ego or something and I feel like they're almost the kind of person to hold things over someone's head. Like that's kind of what I saw. I didn't expect to see that. Like I thought, I didn't have any idea. I just saw that like this person is low. I feel like they're better out of your hair. It's good that they're not in your life anymore. I feel like I feel like honestly the best thing you could do is intend that they don't tell anyone and they won't. But I feel like don't ever tell this person anything ever again because I don't get a good energy. I feel like they're kind of like I see the word dramatic. They're probably just someone who's pretty dramatic and that's probably even why they went as far as to block you and things like that. But honestly, intend that they won't tell anyone, that they won't do anything, and they won't. I promise you, like genuinely, even if you fear that something could happen, if you assume that they won't, nothing will happen. For real. I'm being for real. And I've done this myself. So don't worry. It'll be fine. Just assume the best and don't tell her anything ever again like this that's personal or other people who are like that to you, like weird, a little weird. Someone said, "Hi Electra, hey boo. Do you have any tips on becoming more spiritual?" Yes, I feel like a big tip that I have for becoming more spiritual is honestly just listening to your body, mind, heart, and soul. Listen to the way that you feel about everything, everyone. If you meet someone, try to listen to your intuition about it. Don't make excuses for things. Literally just go through your days as calmly and as trusting as you can be in yourself and in the universe, and everything will go so much smoother because you're giving yourself space to thrive as opposed to feeling this kind of like enormous lack or fear. And a lot of like lack of spirituality is linked to fear because when you're afraid, it's like you don't trust anything, you don't know. But if you believe in yourself and you trust yourself, everything will be okay because it's like you believe in the spirituality of yourself, like you believe in the intuitive feeling of the universe and you pick up on that, you practice that, you continue to listen to that, and consistently you're going to get used to listening to your intuition in that way, and it will just become very natural for you to just live your very best life, honestly. So yeah, that's like a very simple way for you to manifest, to become more spiritual. But I promise you, you open up that door and the rest will reveal itself to you very calmly and very freely, and it will be very beautiful. It will be. It's going to continue to get better. Promise. That's the best part. Cocoa is good for you. Period. Yes. Thank you for saying that because you're right. It is good for you. There's a lot of processed foods out there. Yeah, there are. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. It's so much. Like, yes, there's a lot of bullshit out there. And it's your choice as to what you want to eat. But you have to always assume the best out of everything for real. Always. Even if it's something that you think is like the worst food ever and you're eating it. Oh my God. Please assume the best out of it, please. Because it's better than you sitting there and saying, this is going straight to my X, Y, and Z or whatever limiting belief. Like, nah, assume the best out of it and it will actually complement you. It will actually shift things in your body, in your life, everything. It will help you, but you got to believe in that. And you can do it for real. Everything helps your body, just use moderation. Correct. I believe in that too. I believe in moderation. I love to moderate things. And, I don't like to be OD. I don't like to be extra. I won't drink like a whole liter of soda, obviously. But, if I want to drink like two cups, whatever, I will, but that's what the mindset of I'm fine, it's good, like don't worry about it. It's good, don't worry. Those people that are like, it's just once. Like that's them assuming the best out of that situation in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of them saying, "Oh my God, I've had one every day this week. That can't be good." You're assuming something out of that situation, make it good. Like make it something that's complimentary. It's funny because I actually recently heard someone like this teacher, she ate like some yogurt pretzel thing. It was so good, bro. It was so good. And she was like, "Ooh, these are dangerous." That's the first thing she said. And I was like, "Oh hell no." Man, I go, "Oh fuck no." I was like, not her saying this limiting belief. Like I was like, she probably has a limiting belief about how food affects her body. But I don't want anyone to feel that way. Like no one deserves to feel that way. So I feel like make the most out of it and it will always benefit you. It always compliment you. It always will. Okay. Let's see. Let's say if I want to manifest specific desired features, how should I start manifesting, like affirming or working on self-concept or what? What if you're manifesting physical changes and your mind keeps telling you to put efforts, otherwise you won't get what you want, or you have to keep saying specific in a specific amount of time to get what you want? Honestly, okay. And then last thing, I literally eat so much less calories in a day and still I am overweight, been on strict diets and still unable to lose even few pounds. Okay, so that's literally all like a belief system. That's what we're gonna tap into right now. Okay. So I believe self-concept number one, always. I don't care what you're manifesting, work on your self-concept, please, guys. It will change your life. It will be such effortless manifesting for everything that you're just going to get to a point where you won't even say anything. You'll just know that you have what you want. And it will be that simple because your self concept is giving you the, okay, yes, you're a bad bitch forever energy. And you just take that and run with it. And it will just bless you in all ways, shapes, and forms. So it's like for you, for example, what you said, okay, you said if you're manifesting and your mind keeps telling you to put efforts because otherwise you won't get what you want, that's up to you. Like with self concept, you would naturally know you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You literally do not have to do anything if you don't want to. If you want to, that's different. If you feel inclined to, because it makes you feel better about yourself, you can. And I know for myself, like I don't have to technically do off ice for figure skating, but I want to. And that's something that gives me more confidence because I just feel like I want to take that inspired action, but that's not something that I have to do or anyone has to do. There's a lot of people who don't do it and they're fine. It's up to your belief system. So if you think that you have to do X, Y, and Z, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything, but if you want to, you can. Okay. So give yourself that opportunity to make a decision. So, yeah, basically ask yourself, be like, do I want to do this or do I feel like I have to? If I feel like I have to, let me remind myself, I don't have to do anything. I can trust that everything's working out for me anyway. Like, you have to speak to yourself in this way and do it over and over and over and over again until you just clicks. It just clicks in that moment where you're just like, literally, yeah, I can do it if I want to, and I don't have to. I don't have to if I don't want to. Just like that. Because that's you basically working on your self-concept in the way that you're giving yourself choices. You don't feel obligated to do anything. I feel like when there feels like there's not a choice, that's when it's like, okay, I feel limited. But you're not limited. So you may as well let yourself be open-minded with it all and understand that even like, for yourself, where you said that you eat so many less calories in a day but you still can't lose weight. These are all limiting beliefs that tie back to each other, in which, for example, maybe for you, you think, I have to consume less calories or I'm not going to lose weight. That is a limiting belief. You know what I'm saying? You should always give yourself permission to remind yourself that if you want to calorie watch, you can. If you don't want to, though, you don't have to. Like, you have to remind yourself of these things, of just the fact that you always have an option, you always have a choice, and you can always choose to do what you want to do. But that even then, if you're going to be, calorie watching and you still feel you're not losing weight, then it's time to make a mental switch in some way, because obviously something there doesn't feel like it's resonating with you or your body. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe that you can for sure make this work in your highest favor, just like I do. I don't watch any calories. I actually refuse it. I won't let myself. I don't check calories. I don't care about them. I don't check what's a serving size. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, because the second you start obsessing over it, it becomes a huge thing. And there was a time in my life where I was like obsessed with these kinds of things too. Like, I really thought, I can't eat that, I can't do this, I can't whatever, and I was miserable. I honestly was not happy. And on top of that, I didn't feel any better. Like, I didn't feel like I was physically getting anywhere better to where I wanted to be. But now that I live so carefreely and I have a lot of control over my thoughts, over the way that I assume in my reality, it made a huge difference, and I'm very free with it, just like we are all supposed to be. We're all free beings, free people. We can all do this, and you definitely can too. Okay, so give yourself some grace, give yourself some time, but please learn to trust and believe in yourself, because everything's okay. But you need to like give yourself some time to really see that through repetition. Repetition's going to be your biggest best friend. I promise you that. Okay, being vegan is so worth it. I've been vegan for 7 years and it's the best. Wow, thank you, pretty pink princess XOXO. That's a very cute name. And I'm very happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that, because I feel so inclined to be vegan. I can't, bro. I feel so bad eating animals now. Like, I never felt truly right about it, but it's only gotten more as the years went on by. Like, I don't know. I know it's just like how I feel, and I feel like the whole planet will feel that way too eventually. Like, I feel like we're all processed in that direction, but I know if I feel that way, it's definitely because it's something that touches the whole world. You know what I mean? Like, it's a community thing. So, thank you so much for sharing that though. That's really great. I'm actually going to screenshot that to show my sisters, because we're all working on being vegan too. So I feel like that's a cute inspiration. And on top of that, your username is really adorable. But okay, moving on, guys. All right. Yes, it's okay to eat fast food once in a while, although I don't, because I'm pretty sure, didn't they have like human meat and that shit? I'm so good. But like, I know there's some places that are good. Well, fuck all these places. But yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. You're right. You're right though. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I eat and drink what I want. I don't do it all the time. Like, I don't just eat, drink all the freaking time, but like, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I want and have a good mindset about it, and it does reflect always. Okay. I've been trying to decide on this appearance change and if I really want it, and can't bring myself to make a pros and cons list for my personal preference, because I already know what I really want. This isn't anything to reply to if you ever answer questions. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. I feel like, yeah, I mean, you'll figure out what you want for yourself truly. I feel like just go with the flow and just trust yourself, and just trust that your body is going to show you exactly what you want, exactly what you need, and exactly what complements you the most in your reality. Yay! And also, I love you too, Condell. Condil, I'm sorry. Candil. Candil. Thank you so much. I love you too, boo. Um, you can do it, Matthew. I want to manifest good health this year, to be honest, because I've been having a really bad sleep schedule. It's okay, boo. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. My sleep schedule looking crazy a lot. It's okay. We get used to it. Your mind really does work with you. You can do anything, I promise. And you can do this. I believe in you. Yay. Do you do private sessions? Yes, I do one-on-one coaching. I do readings. I do the whole package. If you want to see anything about any of my options, you can check in my description box in this video. I have like everything that you want. Anything that you want to ask me, just it's probably all there. But yes, you can always ask me too. Oh, Casey, you're so cute. You gave me butterflies. Thank you. You're so sweet, boo. I love you. Okay. Oh, that's someone said my dad was from New York. My dad's from New York too. He sadly passed away 17 years ago. I miss him every day, but I also believe that his spirit is with me. That is so cute. I love when people say like their spirit is with me because his spirit literally is, and I'm glad that you know that. And that's what gives your dad's spirit and like people who's passed away spirits the most peace is when you acknowledge them. Like you know that they're there with you because that's what they want you to know because they are there with you. So thank you for saying that though. Like thank you for telling that to us. Truly. And God bless you and your father always. At the end of the day, a lot of people are just projecting. Yeah, they do. Sometimes they do project, and I feel like it's literally just out of fear. I feel like some people just don't understand. It's limiting belief things. It just is. Like it just is, and it's okay. You can have your limiting beliefs, but don't put that shit onto me. And even if you do, I'm not gonna listen. Okay, someone said, unfortunately, I'm around toxic people who I can't get away from right now due to my living situation and finances, but I try to ignore them as much as possible. Yes, please do everything that you can to literally shut them out emotionally, mentally speaking. Don't be toxic, of course, but just it's like you have to put them in a category and you have to understand like this person is so close-minded. They're not on my shit. Bye. You know what I'm saying? And even if you have to interact with them, it's like you have that mental lockdown because I have people around me too who spew out limiting beliefs sometimes, and I don't care. I'm just like, "That's your problem." Like, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna let the things that you say affect me because it could if I let it. Like, genuinely, it could if I let it, but I don't let it because I know that I and you, we all deserve better than that. So you can do it though. I promise. Like, I promise it's gonna be okay with everything that you want, and you can still manifest exactly what you want with your physical appearance, and it will work out, like, trust me. Anything that anyone says that doesn't uplift you is jealousy or projection, anything. It could just be insecurity, but it's not your problem, and it's not a reflection of you either. Whenever I think about my desire, I say it is done, but still waiting a bit for that. Nope, you're not waiting for anything. It is definitely already done. You know that though. Yes, you do. Okay, I lost and gained weight 5 to 6 times my whole life. I've had weight issues since I was 13, 39 now. Wow. I lost over 80 pounds as of now. Needed this life to wake me up. I'm so happy to hear that, girl. Good for you. Proud of you. That's amazing. And that's you see guys, like really fast, I want to say there's a huge spiritual thing behind having so many ups and downs that you deem within your reality with your physical appearance changes because like it's so spiritual because it genuinely makes up a big part of the way you understand life and this world. You know what I mean? Like if you're someone who gained a lot of weight, you can understand the perspective of people who perhaps feel very insecure because of their weight. And if you lost a lot of weight, you can also understand the same for the opposite. You know what I mean? Because I know both sides of the spectrum. There's, oh, you're so skinny. You're too skinny. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's, damn, you gained a lot of weight. Like there's literally two sides to everything and you understand all perspectives. And that is something that I feel like helps all of us grow in empathy and helps us all be able to help other people around us even more by understanding the things that they go through. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever felt like you were unfortunate looking, which no one is, and then one day you glow up or whatever. It's like you understand both sides, but you have to do good with your power now. Like now that you know, help other people, empower other people, help yourself, right? I just want to say that. But okay. Next thing. Someone said, "What's your advice on incorporating crystals into manifesting?" Okay, so if you're going to use crystals to manifest, I feel like the best thing that you can do about that is honestly intending the best from that crystal, basically amplifying the energy that you're putting out so you can use it as an amplification. That's how I've always seen it because I believe that I'm the catalyst. My crystals aren't manifesting, I'm the one manifesting. So because I'm manifesting and my crystals are there with me, they're helping me. So the best advice I have for that is honestly just giving it a lot of power that perhaps anytime I have this crystal, it makes it better. Not that, oh, I have this crystal, so that's why. No, it's not because you don't want to maybe one day you don't have a crystal that's with you. And then you're gonna say, oh, because I don't have my crystal, everything's falling to shit. No, like that's not it. It's an amplification. So it's like an extension of you and then you just see it as something that is added onto your life, added to towards you, brought towards you, and then it helps you and that's it. Okay? So I feel like that's really important to always believe with crystals and things like that, and always be sure that you're using crystals that build up your confidence, that make you feel even more powerful because that's what you deserve. And it really is. You could do it. I'm excited for you for that, for your crystal manifestation journey. Okay. Yeah, so C, celebration, I see what you're saying. You said she wouldn't listen to me when I tried to repair the conflict and I begged, but she blocked me. I keep thinking of doing revision, but I don't know if it's real. The person does have a big ego, and I talked to her because of a spirituality forum and she wanted to hear all this stuff. And I've been holding back from talking about this stuff for years. Okay, so yeah, I felt like she had like a bigger ego. She probably was interested in spirituality. But honestly, I feel like just assume the best out of it. Don't worry about it. I feel like there's no point in stressing yourself out because for some reason, intuitively, I feel like she wants to have power over you, and just don't give it to her anymore because I almost feel like it's like a plus to her that she's like, "Oh, like you're that stressed out about this." Like, wow, that's crazy. Like that's literally what I feel. It's like mean cheerleader vibes. I don't know why. It's okay though. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just it'll be fine. Assume the best out of it. She's not going to tell anybody. Don't give her any more power. That's it. Just focus on yourself and just focus on visualizing and affirming your desired outcome, and it will literally manifest that way. With more confidence, more power to it, okay? Let me know how it goes though. You could do this for sure. Like how everything turns out. I know it'll be great, but you could always let me know if you'd like. Okay. So yeah, so I'm glad that you said that. Your solution is much less complex than your situation. Just remember that. Thank you for saying that. You're right. And it's very helpful to say things like that too, because it's true. It definitely is true. It seems more complex than it actually is, but you need to just keep it simple and just understand you can create your reality and the solution that comes out of this. Okay, yes, that person doesn't deserve your time. Things will get better, I promise. That's so sweet. And you're right, absolutely. And I'm glad because you're right. It will get better. It will be fine. And don't give them any more power. We don't like bullies out here. Someone said, "Have you ever heard of a band called Gorillaz?" Yes, I have. Their music focuses a lot on occultism and heavily political stuff. Honestly, I've heard a few songs. I haven't heard too many, but maybe I should give them a few listens. So thank you for recommending that. I'll definitely tell my sisters too, so that we can like look into that as well for ourselves because we like things like that. Of course, Kandil. Of course. I'm a vegetarian and I love you, Queen. Kisses from Brazil. Oh, I love you, Spencer. Thank you for sharing that. That's so cool. We're all vegetarians together. Uh, kisses from Florida. Anyway, I'm saying Florida because fuck Florida or whatever, but it's all right. Everything's great. Everywhere is beautiful. Okay. What's your opinion on tarot? Yes and no answers. Yes and no questions and answers. Um, I believe doing tarot for like yes and no answers or questions. I feel like it's completely fine. I feel like you do have to be very like literal about it. Like whatever you see, take it with you and don't worry about it because if you overthink it, that's, X, Y, and Z, but you don't have to overthink anything. Everything's fine. Obviously, if you want to just ask a question, get your answer, you can very easily and you will. So tarot is very upfront. It's not like hidden subliminal messages. Whatever you want to know, you're going to know and it will just be in your face just like that very easily. Okay, last question, guys. Also, wondering about your feeling about revision. It's so much debated what it can actually do. I don't remember from your video. Also, I am vegan too. Wow, that's not a coincidence that everyone, well, not everyone, but like I think like 3 people are basically like vegetarian vegan. That's amazing. Thank you so much for telling me that because it's very iconic. If you want to give me any like recommendations for veganism, please do. I would love that. Or you can like email me because I'm going to get off very soon. But okay. So basically, about revision, I do believe in revision. I believe revision is real. I have revised things before. I will tell you though, I think out of everything in the law of assumption, I think revision is the thing that you need to have the strongest mind about because with revision, it's like you're implementing something that you almost feel like could be false, right? Like you feel like it could be fake, like you're lying to yourself or whatever. The truth is that revision it just works very, I feel like very easily because it kind of like sneaks into all of the alternative dimensions and it just reworks everything in your highest favor, like whatever you're claiming because of your belief system, and it reflects right there. I believe that if you're going to revise anything, you just have to like really believe that what you're saying is actually revised and like that didn't happen because it didn't because you said so. And it's like the more that you focus on, no, it did happen though. No, but this, but that, that's you're not working with revision. You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of implementing what you're saying you're revising away from. You know what I mean? Like you don't want that. So don't like don't sulk so much on something that you don't want if you're revising it. If you're revising something, it's literally dead. Like that old story is done. This was always the story and that's it. And then you stay consistent in that mindset and then it does actually naturally, very naturally reflect. But it's still a matter of having a very strong mind because sometimes it feels like, sometimes you feel like it's a bit ridiculous because you think like, how can that be? But the truth is that, like I said, for myself, I've done it. And I remember I haven't done it too much because I never wanted to get like stressed out about it because I felt like there were chances that I could like overthink it or whatever, but no, there were times that I've done it very simply for very specific things and it did work. And it worked in such a natural way where it's like everything it's almost like it's like whatever you feared never happened. And then what you're saying it is the only thing that has. You know what I mean? So it's very freeing, but you can definitely do it. I promise. If you like let yourself and you gain enough self-concept enough to do, which I know that you are and you do and you have it, it will be very simple for you to do. And you will naturally be able to like revise basically anything that you want as well. So that's something else. Um oh, okay. Let me see. Sian, oh, you're so cute. I wish I had spiritual friends like you in real life. I'm manifesting meeting new people who align with me. Yes, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Like I'm so thankful for all of you guys. You guys are very like spiritual. You guys are like super like you guys are like a breath of fresh air compared to what I was used to before. I was used to like a lot more ego in the past, like people who would say like crazy things and just like limiting things or whatever, or just like judgmental or ego trips where they thought that they were like, or ego traps, like they thought they were very spiritual, but they low key weren't and things like that. But now it's like you guys are right up my alley. So thank you guys. And you do have your friends. We're here. And also the people that you will meet in real life, I promise. Everyone. It will be perfect. And it already is. But okay, okay, okay. Okay, 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 okay. Are spells like manifesting? Yes, they are. But now answering you, CA celebration. Like, do you believe it actually changes the past? That's what I mean. Or do you believe it's just about the mind? Like past actions, like what I did. I love you too. Okay, and I'm still working on my revision skills. Only have been able to revise something like once, and it was on the spot revision. Okay, so yes, tying it all back, I believe that revision does genuinely change your past because I believe that there are so many alternative realities that you make different choices, and depending on those choices, things do end up manifesting. I believe that revision feels the most complicated when you're already freaking out a lot about something, which maybe in this case you feel really stressed out about this and you cannot unthink it. Maybe in this case it would feel a little bit more complicated, quote unquote, for you to revise because you feel like you're already like so deep into it. But there's also, for example, what someone said, like on the spot revision, that for some people is like the least less stressful way to manifest or to revise because when they're doing it from that perspective, they almost feel like, oh, it's okay, like it's instant, like I'm not thinking too much about it, it's not overwhelming me, boom, it's changed. You know what I mean? When you have like that space for you to make it simple for yourself because you haven't overthought a billion and one different ways or whatever, that is when it does feel a lot easier for you, right? But either way, I do believe that you can do it in any way, shape, or form. And I do believe it does actually change the past. I believe it does depend on your mind though. Like for myself, I revise things that have both changed the past and on the other hand have changed like people's minds. You know what I mean? Like maybe the situation did occur, but I changed the way that these people thought about it or like the way that they reacted to it at that moment. Like maybe I overthought it and was like, oh, they were judging me or they were really like this and that, and later on I'm like, no, they weren't judging me, they completely accepted me, everything was perfect when it happened. And then you talk to the person, they're like, what are you talking about? No, I thought it was amazing, like yeah, I thought the whole time this, that, whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, well it didn't seem that way, but it didn't seem that way because that's what you saw at that moment, but now you have revised it. So it is what it is now. You know what I mean? Like it is the fact that they've always accepted you because you've claimed that now. You know what I mean? Even if they thought that they didn't before. So yes, I do believe that. I do believe it does change the past. I do believe it's up to your mindset though. It doesn't have to. I believe that you can revise in a way that shifts both the past or just the way that the reactions and the feelings at that moment are changed. I believe that. That's more of like something that I've done for myself is like changing the way people felt at that time when X, Y, and Z occurred. And I think that it's really good too. I feel like it feels good to do things like that because it gives you a lot of power too. Okay. Oh, thank you. Sakuna, that's so sweet. You said, "Hey, I love your videos so much. They helped me tremendously when I didn't understand manifestation." I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for saying that. And of course, sea celebration. I'm taking picture of Sakuna, fave concubine. Thank you so much. God bless you, Angel. Genuinely, thank you. Yes, your past was only ever how you told yourself or thought it was. When you revise, you were literally changing the past. Agreed. Period. Love that. Yes, love that. Um, okay, last thing for real. Is it bad that I did a banishing spell to get my mean Graham out of our house? I feel bad, but I'm sorry, I'm laughing at mean Graham. But I hope it works because I'm tired of affirming about her. Yeah, it's gonna fucking work. No, it's not mean. Whatever. If she's mean, it's fine. She'll find a better place for her. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I feel like it's fine. I feel like as long as your intentions are good and it's not like, I want her out on the street. Fuck that bitch. I mean, if it's fuck that bitch because she was really mean to you, sorry, because that's your gram. But like, let's say it's a friend and they're really mean to you and you're like, fuck them, whatever. Okay, like it's a given. Like they're really mean to you. But if it's like they're so nice to you and they always treated you well, but you just want them out of your house, so fuck them. That's a little different. It's like about your intention, so it's okay. But I'm crying at me, Graham. All right, guys. God bless y'all. Thank you guys for literally everything. I'll be back on Monday, so a few days away for Spiritual Monday video, and we'll talk about literally anything. I'm gonna see what I want to talk about on Monday, but it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. I love making these videos with you guys, and I'm so thankful for you all. May God bless you guys always. Thank you guys for literally everything. Like, heart, comment, subscribe. I don't like to say things like that, but if you guys want to be here, feel free to subscribe for real because I'm gonna go live like every week, twice a week. And I post shorts and shit. So yeah, I love you guys. God bless you. Please take care, everyone. And thank you guys for everything. It was very fun talking with you guys today about all this. And we're gonna keep on doing our very best. God bless you. Please take care, everyone. Bye. Love you. Oh wait, how do I edit? Okay, there's the end. Bye. Love you. Bye.